Oh, there we go.
What about some of the quality you've seen today? Any budding Salford City players here?
I'm hoping out of those lads that we can see there behind, yes, because obviously they're part of our academy, and obviously the young kids were great as well. So, no, it's great to see youngsters with skill. People say about youngsters now not being out on the streets anymore playing football, but you know, some of the skill that we've seen and the tricks, it obviously shows that there are still a lot of young people practicing, girls and boys.
It was noted as well that Scholes beat you in the penalty shootout.
What did you note about it? Were you surprised about that?
Not really.
You watched football for the last 20 years. I don't think you should be surprised. I actually went to, I think, 8 tournaments as a player and coach and got knocked out of 5 on penalties, so don't mention penalties to me. No, he obviously kicks the ball far better than I do, and accurately.
He never seemed to have a football more than about 2 feet away from him.
No, and that's, to be fair, how he was in training every single day. You always knew that he'd always have a ball at his feet. He'd try and kick it at somebody else's head, to be fair, like he did today a few times. It was always the way he was, but I think you don't get that good at kicking a football without having one with you all the time, and he is testament to practice and always being able to improve yourself. He had always didn't believe in sports science and the fitness side of it. Even though he was fit, he believed in just playing football and technically just kicking as many footballs as he could every single day, and always getting on the ball and playing and passing and moving. He was brilliant, really.
What about your own club? Things have been a bit up and down lately, haven't they?
Yeah, a little bit. They're still in a good position now. They're, obviously in the FA Cup, they've got a great chance of winning that, I think. Still in the Champions League, got a great chance of getting to the quarter-finals. The league has gone, obviously, with City, and there's pressure on them from the teams below them to keep performing. But I think with the players they've got every chance of finishing second.
Is keeping David De Gea the number one target, really, for the summer?
It has to be. I think it would be difficult to do that if Real Madrid want him. He's obviously showing he's the best goalkeeper in the world. And if Madrid want him, you can understand David wanting to go there as much as we don't want him to. You can understand, he's from Madrid, he'll be playing for a team that will probably challenge for the Champions League season after season. But I still think they need a centre forward. They need you can't just always rely on Lukaku. The other players don't seem to be centre forwards, they all seem to be wide players. So I still think he needs a top centre forward to take a little bit of pressure off Lukaku as well.
De Gea's their best player at the moment, though, isn't he?
De Gea's the only world-class player Manchester United have got. You could maybe say Sanchez, but not at Manchester United yet. But Sanchez has been, I think, at a level for the last 5-6 years that you would say is world-class. But De Gea is the only player Manchester United have got at this moment in time that I would say has performed for the club.
We all know the qualities there. They've shown that throughout the season. Just to be second in the league to such a good City team, and if they can just lift themselves again for that final few months of the season, I'm sure they'll finish the season well.
The problem at the moment for Jose Mourinho is how you get Lukaku, Rashford, Martial and Sanchez into a front combination that works and, if you like, combines together. That's the big question at the moment. Who plays on the right? Martial's been out there. We've seen Sanchez out there in a couple of games. Neither of them are ideal out there. They'd all prefer to probably be centre forward, Rashford, Martial, Sanchez and obviously Lukaku. So at the moment it's how they fit into a front three. And combine together, that's the most, if you like, interesting thing. Not which one plays. They have to show that they can play together.
It's been difficult trying to get Sanchez into the side.
Yeah, it has been a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time as a new player coming to a football club who are playing a little bit different style of football than Arsenal do, and he's got to adjust to that. He's a quality player, we all know that. And I'm sure he'll be off and running soon.
Well, the headline out of the game the other night in Sevilla was that obviously Pogba was dropped, but I was delighted that McTominay played, that Jose Mourinho had faith in a player to go into a really difficult atmosphere in Sevilla and give him that sort of trust and faith was a big move. Jose Mourinho, it was suggesting, wouldn't give young players a chance, but to leave out your record signing and play a kid from the academy in one of his first big games, I would say, is just an incredible show of faith. And great for McTominay, great for the academy at United, that young players think they can come in and they can get a chance in the biggest games. That's what the club's always been about, and where I think it stands apart. I was at United for 20 years and saw players left out of big matches, sometimes players that were probably better than Paul Pogba he shouldn't take it as an offence. He should knuckle down on what all great players do all great characters do when they get dropped, is basically fight harder to make the way in the team. Over the last 10, 15 years, you think of Wayne Rooney, who's been dropped, who's one of the greatest players United have had. Other players, Nemanja Vidic at times, Patrice Evra, Rio Ferdinand, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, myself. Old players who played 400, 500, 600 games have been dropped at the club. I won't class myself as a great player, but there's no given that you're going to play in a team. Everyone has to accept it's going to come to them, and you're going to be dropped, and that can be at different parts in your career. Footballers are far more professional today than they were even when I retired 6, 7 years ago. The professionalism is incredible. I was with England for 4 years, and the professionalism was fantastic from the players. So I don't believe in the old players sitting here and saying, in my day they were more professional. They absolutely weren't. The players nowadays are fitter, stronger, faster, work harder, different characters, different types, different obviously era of the way in which the world is now, and they're living in more different circumstances in terms of. We had a manager for 26 years. Managers now change all the time, and players at clubs change all the time. So it's a lot more difficult for the players to get continuity in the coaching. They don't know whether they're here nor there, the same as sometimes the managers don't. So I think that there has to be some sympathy aligned with the fact that ultimately it's more difficult for them in certain aspects. But the financials are fantastic. They have been for the last 25 years. No one can complain, and a lot is demanded of them in terms of professionalism. But it should be for obviously the reward that's there from us as players.
How's being a chairman going?
I don't think I'm a chairman, am I? Am I a chairman? Co-owner, yeah, it's going all right at the minute. We obviously had a couple of good years, and the third year is looking all right as well. We're second in the league now, going well, so hopefully we can finish the job off and get up this season as well.
It's been quite kind of rebirth of the club in recent years under you guys.
Yeah, we came in 3 or 4 years ago now, and obviously wanted to make a big impact at the club and obviously improve things on the pitch but off the pitch as well in terms of everything, and we've done that so far, so we've got a long way to go, but we're proud of what's happened so far and proud of what's been achieved. We're just dropped off the top of the league in the last few weeks, so that's not ideal, but in terms of generally the club over the last few years, it's been really exciting, and delighted. Obviously Vimto are an amazing company to have on board with us as a partner, because obviously they're Salford born and bred, and obviously they're all part of our hues. We all used to drink Vimto and still do.